Hi, Gretchen. So good to see
Hi,
you. How
good
are
to
you
see you
doing?
too. Doing great. I feel great. I feel like I'm in probably the best place that I've ever been. So that's super exciting, and
Oh,
so it's
fantastic.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for letting us take some time to share your story so we can let others know how you've been doing. So I appreciate you being there and open to let us have all of this out in the open. But before we get going, if
Absolutely.
you feel free to introduce yourself and kind of fill us in a little bit on how your situation was before we started working together. So we started working together about 5 months ago or so, and let us know how your health was, how your life was at that point before we started.
So I would say I had worked kind of in the past, I don't know, 7 years or so ago with another friend who was a functional medicine doctor. And she had helped me a little bit and kind of got things going. And then I moved and lost touch with her. And so just stress of life, family, we owned a business. Um, Constantly busy, had gotten to a place where I just kind of let everything go. I lost my dad at that point, and it seemed like it was harder and harder to focus on my health and focus on myself. I kind of knew all the right things to do, but I wasn't doing it consistently, and didn't have that support system. And so it was kind of interesting. Things kind of seemed to get worse and worse. And then finally, just one day, I just went, okay, I know things can be different. Things should not be getting worse. They should be getting better, or at least maintaining. And so I knew that I needed a change. I knew I needed something different. And I knew that really, the functional medicine route really was the way to go. And since that time, I had been put on, I was going to say blood pressure. It's not blood pressure, cholesterol, statins. And my dad, having a history of heart disease, I knew that obviously affects me, but I knew that there was a way to change that and to make that not, my trajectory. And so I knew I didn't want to be on the statin drugs, but I knew, of course, I didn't need to come straight off them. So that was kind of I think losing my dad and going, okay, I don't want to be 69 when I pass. I want to have a long, healthy life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be there for my kids and eventually grandkids and my husband. And so I knew there were several things. So, I wasn't feeling good, and I wanted to feel good. I wasn't sleeping. And then just the long-term health, goals I knew needed to change, and I wanted to change those.
And so, had you tried anything else in particular, or before?
Well, I tried different kind of diets. I tried keto. I tried even some different supplements that my other doctors recommended, and I tried exercise. And it just seemed like I would try it, and I would have a little bit of success, and then I wouldn't have success, and so then I would just kind of give up, and then I would try something again, and so it was just kind of a yo-yo back and forth. I would lose some weight, I'd feel a little bit better, and then I would, again, the stress would come back, or some major life thing would happen, and so it was a lot of yo-yoing, a lot of back and forth, and very little success for sure.
What would you say the outcomes were from us working together? What were your results that you saw?
I think one of the things that I absolutely love and I'm grateful for is having the tools that it takes to continue to progress and make a difference in my life. Having clear goals and having the healthy habits in place. I'm aware of what aggravates my system as far as foods and stress, and like I'll realize, oh gosh, I haven't been sleeping. Okay, why have I not been sleeping? And I think normally I would start spiraling and going, oh my gosh, what's happened? I got to fix this. And to really stop and go, okay, I don't have to spiral. What are the tools? What are the things that Sharni and I talked about and worked on for the past 5 months? And there's usually as some sort of connection. For me, a couple of things that I just did not do. I mean, I always focused on the food, and I tried to focus on the sleep and the rest, but I didn't focus on things that were giving me joy. I wasn't taking time to stop and breathe and shut everything out and just say, I'm going to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And, at first it started off with 5 minutes. And then later I'm like, you know what, I'm taking 30 minutes. Like, I deserve this. So really making time for myself, that was a hard thing, but also I didn't realize how beneficial it was. And so when I don't have that, that's when I go, oh, okay, well, when I feel great and I feel really good, spending 15 minutes on something that I enjoy, by not doing that, I'm not going to sleep. Like I didn't make the connection. And so to be able to go, okay, it's not just about the food, not just about the exercise. It's about breathing. It's about resting. It's about doing things that I enjoy. I never saw the connection to that. So that was huge. I think also figuring out what foods, aggravate my system, what help my system. And I think realizing that it takes time. I kind of was of the mindset of, oh, I'm just going to go, gluten-free for a couple of weeks. And it's like, no, it takes longer than that. So figuring out, doing the elimination, taking things out. And then also, I think realizing I don't really want to add that stuff back in. It's like, it probably would be fine to add it back in, but I don't enjoy that, those foods or whatever anymore. So I think being able to figure out, what works, what doesn't work, making those habits lifelong habits and not just, okay, so I'm going to try to lose this amount of weight. And I think being okay with, I haven't lost as much weight as I want to lose, but I feel better and I have more energy. And by not focusing on that, I'm realizing I'm continuing to lose weight. It just doesn't, it looks different, part of it is I'm 46 years old and I'm not 20 anymore,
You look
just
fantastic.
like that.
Gretchen.
Yeah. But being happy with that and knowing that it's not about the weight loss and it's about the overall health and feeling good and enjoying my life, enjoying my family, and knowing that my overall health picture is better than it was and will continue to get better.
Fantastic. And then, so you touched on energy. How would you say your energy transformed while we were working together?
I think I was always so tired and I depended so much on caffeine and getting through the day. And I never really wanted to take a nap, but I just was always like lethargic and I didn't even want to exercise. I didn't feel like I had enough energy to go on a walk. Even just like a leisurely walk, I had no extra energy. And I felt like I had to constantly push myself to do more. And so I think, choosing like every night, it's like, no, I want to go on a walk and I feel good enough to go on a walk. So, making that choice. So energy is a lot different, a lot more. My stamina is more, and I want, I genuinely want to work out because I, have the energy to.
And you're not relying on caffeine anymore?
No. So if I have caffeine, it's because I want to have it, or it's not a dependence thing. And it's funny, I've realized if I have some, even just a little bit in the late afternoon, I don't end up sleeping. Like, it's crazy how much it has affected me now that I'm off of it, or I haven't occasionally. So yeah, that is nice, not having to depend on that.
Yeah, your body kind of clears out and you can kind of see the effects of what you're eating and what you're taking in and how it's impacting you on a daily basis versus like now your body's kind of so used to it, you can't even tell the difference of how it's impacting you. So fantastic. And then if you, like, I guess, what would you say you've learned during this process that's going to really kind of help you keep on track for a healthy lifestyle long term? If there's somebody listening there that's thinking, what kind of things help to keep on track for good health long term, what have you picked? What do you think would work for you?
I think accountability is huge. I think having that support system, my kids were so great at first. They were like, they would offer me, a cookie and I'd go, no, thank you. And then they would go, oh my gosh, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. And, it's been good to see that affect them and them not want things, and them kind of look at me going, you don't want this cookie? And I'm like, I really don't. When you eat the things that you should be eating, you don't want to put that stuff in your body, because it's not going to help you. So I think the accountability, the support, the breathing techniques, stopping and giving myself the time that I need. I'm one of those people that I do everything on my list. I do everything that's supposed to be done, and then what's left over is mine. And I've really changed that. I mean, there's certain things obviously that need to get done, but I'm not waiting and giving what's left over to the things that give me joy. I think, still it's easy to slip back into old patterns with food and even old thoughts. And so constantly putting that out in front of myself and going, okay, now really what is it that you believe about that? Like, you used to believe this, now you believe this about food. So constantly just being aware, being mindful of every single meal. I think I was going through so much of life going, okay, we're sitting here at a Mexican restaurant. Oh, I need to be eating healthy, but everybody else is eating, chips and queso or whatever. And I can't, I looked at it as, oh, I'm missing out. So changing that mindset of, okay, so long term, what do I want? And you know what? I can eat a few chips and queso, but I don't have to devour the whole bowl. Having that kind of long-term mindset. And then for me, just awareness, like, what am I eating? What is it going to do to me later? Is it going to be worth when I'm in the bathroom miserable? Like, the short-term effect. I don't know if I totally answered your question, but I think awareness is a big one for me, not just putting stuff in my mouth because I see it or it's sitting, I think that's some of where COVID has helped. We don't have near as the many parties as we used to have. And, you go through a buffet line and you're like, I got to put everything on my plate. And it's like, no, I don't. I really don't. So I can stay away from that and I'm going to be okay.
And lots of this stuff, like you're saying, it's lifelong habits that your mindset changes, where you're thinking to make the choices that that become a part of you, that are going to help you towards that health that you want. And it's a journey, so it's not a one-off time, just a short time of making those choices. It's being able to be in a position where you're constantly making the choices that you need to help you and support your health. So fantastic with what you've been doing. But if there's someone watching, say, and they're debating whether they should start this journey on, to a healthy track for their long-term future, what would you say? Any words of wisdom for somebody there?
I would say it's definitely worth the investment. And that's, I'm going to get emotional. It's an investment. And for me, sorry. For me, I feel like I've always put myself second and, gone either the cheap way out, or, what little bit can I spend, or what little bit can I do to try to make a difference. And for me, I just knew, meeting with you that first time, I knew that I was worth it, and that it was an invaluable investment, and it was something that truly was going to change. Like, things, it wasn't, like I said, a quick weight loss or a quick, get my system where it needs to be and then go on about your business. That it really was a whole body experience. It was, not just the food, or not just, hormones or whatever. Like, it really was the full spectrum. So I think people have to go, first of all, what am I worth? And that was a huge thing for me, because I knew deep inside I was worth it. But I think I went, is it too much money? Or, is it too much time? Or, could I spend that someplace else? And then I stop and go, well, if I'm not here, I can't spend it anywhere else. And what other thing is, on this earth is more valuable than myself if I'm not around to take care of my kids, or to spend time with my kids and my family and do all the things that we want to do? And that, for me, I just went, okay, I can continue to try everything else. And I would love to know, all the things that I've tried and all the yo-yos and all the money, all that, I guarantee you I've spent more than what I spent with you. And that's where I just go, I just have to do it. Like, I'm just going to make it work and we'll figure it out and we'll adjust whatever budget, it just, for me, I just finally had to go, okay, this is it. Like, it's either this or it's just give up, which I knew I didn't want to do that, because that means to me, if I give up, I'm instead of, passing at 69 like my dad did, it's like, oh, well, it could be worse for me. I may not even last that long. So I think stepping back and going, okay, whatever obstacle that might be in somebody's way, whether it's financial or it's, I don't have the time, or I'm really scared, or whatever it is, like, strip all that away and go, am I worth it? It is my time, is my body, my thoughts, like, am I worth it? And who depends on me? Like, I have lots of people who depend on me. And so by me choosing me, I'm helping them, and I'm choosing them. And I never looked at it that way. I always looked at myself as, I need to sacrifice. And it's like, no, I can't sacrifice this time. So it is definitely worth, obviously, the tears and the snot. It's been life-changing for me. And it's the only time that I've gone, I know, which I don't plan on it, but I know that if I walked away from you and I never saw you again, my life has changed. But I know that you're there, and I know I can continue, and I know that you're going to be there as a support system for me and help me with any tweaks or changes that need to happen. But if we were to walk away today, I know that I'm in the best possible place that I've ever been in, which is so encouraging.
You are fantastic, Gretchen. I need to add, because you did not mention this.
Okay.
After we started working together, you found out that you're going to be moving across state. So let's just remind everyone, or let everyone know, that you did all of this whilst you were pretty much a single mom, as your husband was out of the state, not living with you. So you had your 4 children and you were with them. And not only that, then you had to
working from home.
You're working from home.
I was working.
And then you did the actual move whilst we were working together. You did all of this for your health as you had all of this going on. Like, if somebody thinks they haven't got time, like, their life is too busy, like, your life was crazy busy, and you still made time for yourself.
Yeah, and I think in any other time, I would have gone, oh, forget it. I mean, actually, even my husband said, are you sure you don't want to take a break while we move? And I'm like, no, are you kidding me? Like, if I stop now, like, then you've got to start all over. So definitely, there's never a good time. I mean, there's always a good time, but I mean, life is going to happen, and there's never going to not be a stressful time, or not be a time that, oh, it'll be easy. Like, it's never going to be easier. It's like, you're never going to find the perfect time, because life happens, and we're in seasons and out of seasons, and most definitely, I mean, I do think, though, had I not been going through this when I moved, I would not be in a good place, because it helped me focus and stay focused on that, but stay focused on myself, not get lost in, I'm moving and I'm packing, and this person needs this from me, and I need to give them this, and I mean, I think especially during stressful times, you just I have in the past zoned out and just eat whatever's in front of me and just cope. And had I not been going through this program, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what kind of shape I would have been in. So yes, it was a stressful time, but I'm grateful that, I mean, just the timing of it was perfect. And I guess I'm super grateful.
There really is no better time than now to address your health. What's important to you, your values, yourself. You've got to put your actions in there for your body to know that you are valuing yourself and show yourself that you're important. And so, fantastic. You were so fabulous to work with. You
thank you.
have made such great progress. So really congratulations on everything you've done and everything you've achieved, and you're going to continue to achieve. So it's a journey. Once you start, it's something you're never gonna stop. Like, you're on that forward trajectory for great health. So you know, you value yourself, continue. It's going to continue with everything you've been doing. So fantastic for all your progress. Really, really well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for all you've done.
Oh,
it's been
very
inspiring and super helpful. And there's nobody else I'd want to be doing this with.
Oh,
so thank you.
Thank you so much, Gretchen. And thank you for sharing this with everybody as well. So
anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
Lovely to see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.